a Category 4 storm, and officials warn of potential for death and catastrophic devastation. I'm Tyrone Bowman. This is Tyrone Bowman Tonight. According to CNN, as it has been reported, Hurricane Idalia could hit Florida's west coast as an extremely dangerous Category 4 storm on Wednesday morning. The National Hurricane Center warned as the Idalia continued to intensify and turn toward the state late Tuesday. Officials across coastal communities repeatedly pleaded with residents Tuesday to immediately evacuate, stressing that high waters from the storm could prove deadly and first responders will not be able to help until the storm passes. But desperate to save their homes and businesses and not leave others behind, some Floridians are staying put. If you haven't evacuated, you're north of Fort Myers, you're up in the central Gulf Coast, northern Big Bend area. If you have not evacuated, you need to do that right now. You need to drop what you're doing. You need to go to your room, pack up, pack your things, and get to safety. Florida Division of Emergency Management Executive Director Kevin Guthrie warned Tuesday evening, "We're going to experience historical flood surge." The storm was packing sustained winds up to 110 miles per hour Tuesday night, and its outer bands have been lashing Florida for hours, already causing flooding in some coastal areas. It's expected to continue strengthening into a major hurricane before it reaches Florida's Big Bend coast, where it's predicted to make landfall Wednesday morning. Catastrophic storm surge and destructive winds were likely Wednesday morning as Idalia moves inland. The National Hurricane Center said the Hurricane Center was over the Gulf of Mexico, roughly 125 miles west of Tampa at roughly 11 p.m. tonight, it added. This is a great potential for death and catastrophic devastation. The Teller County Sheriff's Office warned on Tuesday, saying coastal residents were ordered to evacuate. Take this very seriously. Storm surge in the coastal regions are projected as non-survivable. Idalia is expected to become a Category 4 hurricane by the time it reaches the Big Bend region, which includes Taylor County and is just southeast of the state capital, Tallahassee. Idalia will bring powerful winds and a potential storm surge of 10 to 15 feet to the area, high enough to stack a wall of seawater halfway up to the second floor of an average building. That is storm surge, that if you're there while that hits, it's going to be very difficult to survive. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis said in a Tuesday evening news conference. A tornado watch is also in effect for more than 7 million people across central and western Florida, including Tampa, until 6 a.m. Wednesday. Short-lived and usually weak tornadoes are often associated with the outer bands of tropical systems that make landfall. On the island city of Cedar Key, on the southern side of the Big Bend, Mayor Heath Davis urged residents under a mandatory evacuation order to leave immediately. This storm is worse than we've ever seen. My family has been here for many generations. We haven't seen a storm this bad ever, he said Tuesday. All emergency services will stop Tuesday evening as winds pick up, the mayor said, adding he does not want to put employees' lives in danger. Once again, take this warning very seriously. Cedar Key could be cut off by the high storm surge, National Hurricane Center Deputy Director Jamie Rome said. Parts of Levy County, where Cedar Key is, could see powerful battering waves and life-threatening flooding, and many buildings could be damaged or washed away, the National Weather Service said. DeSantis stressed Tuesday that residents under evacuation orders should leave now as weather conditions will only deteriorate. If you do choose to stay in one of the evacuation zones, first responders will not be able to get to you until after the storm has passed, he added. Nearly 600 urban search and rescue personnel were prepared to be deployed to help in those efforts, the governor said. Storm surge was captured on video Tuesday by several residents across southwest Florida, including Fort Myers Beach, a community still reeling for the devastation it suffered last fall from Hurricane Ian, which leveled coastal Florida and left more than 100 people dead. Florida resident Scott Martin shared a video on Facebook showing roads in Fort Myers Beach already flooded and the storm hasn't even hit yet, he said. Chase Norwood, whose family owns the Sea Hag Marine in Steinhatchee, has stayed behind despite warnings to leave, telling CNN's John Berman the marina is pretty much our livelihood. The marina prides itself on being one of the largest and most well-equipped marinas on Florida's Big Bend, according to its website. We've got to see the destruction Hurricane Ian did in Fort Myers. We've seen stuff I don't know a storm could do, or I didn't know a storm could do, and so it was a real big eye-opener to my whole family, Norwood said. With the insurance and stuff, we're all worried, and that's why we're kind of staying here to see if there's anything that we can do to protect what we have. Lori Lee's Bennett already evacuated her condo in Steinhatchee, but told CNN Tuesday night many chose to stay behind, hoping to protect their homes and belongings. She says she's worried about what the storm damage will mean for that community. Now, residents should be aware of flood risk. FEMA Administrator Deanne Criswell told CNN this morning on Tuesday the number one killer in all of these storms is water. Whether it's the storm surge that's going to happen at the coast or the excessive rainfall that might happen inland that causes urban flash flooding, she said. Storm surges accounts for nearly half of all hurricane-related fatalities. The National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration says is the reason behind most storm evacuations. State and local officials reminded residents they often don't have to go far, tens of miles versus hundreds, to get to a safer place. You don't have to leave the state, DeSantis said. Go to higher ground in a safe structure. You can ride the storm out there and go back to your home. So here's the evacuation warning in at least 28 counties. Alachua, Baker, Citrus, Dixie, Franklin, Gilchrist, Gulf, Hamilton, Hernando, Hillsborough, Jefferson, Lafayette, Leon, Levy, Madison, Manatee, Marion, Nassau, Pasco, Pinellas, Putnam, Sosa, Sewan, Sumter, Taylor, Union, Volusia, and Wolcott have all issued evacuation orders, some mandatory. State tolls are waived in Citrus, Hernando, Hillsborough, Lake, Pasco, Pinellas, and Sumter counties. Listen, DeSantis said Tuesday, all counties have at least one pet-friendly shelter. The governor added, urging residents to please take care of your pets. Air and travel have been halted. Major airlines have canceled hundreds of flights as Tampa International Airport suspended commercial operations Tuesday, and St. Pete Clearwater International Airport terminal building closed. Tuesday afternoon, Amtrak has canceled at least 12 East Coast routes and is modifying others. DeSantis expanded an emergency declaration to 49 of 67 Florida counties on Monday morning. Several local jurisdictions have also declared emergencies. North Carolina, South Carolina, and Georgia have also declared states of emergency. DeSantis told residents to prepare to be without power if you're in the path of the storm. You should expect power outages, so please prepare for that, the governor told residents Sunday. Patients will be transferred from at least 3 hospitals: HCA Florida, Pasadena, California, HCA Florida Trinity West Hospital, and HCA Florida West Tampa Hospital. I'm Tyrone Bowman. I'll keep you updated as things develop. Never surrender, never quit.